And not only do women get their egos fed from birth, that they're valued as women, and men don't until they become some sort of man, and they struggle their whole lives to figure out how to become a man in the eyes of society and other women. But then later on, women are fed this commercial narrative, this movie narrative, this romantic narrative, and a social narrative that they can never do any wrong, that they're queens. Beyonce tells them they're queens. Women are special. There's women's awards simply because they're women. When they date, there's that attitude as well. You ask a woman, what qualities do you offer a man, or why do you think you deserve a good man? And she'll look at you with one eyebrow raised as though, oh, that's an insulting question. Well, forgive me for thinking there were two people involved in this relationship and it was a cooperative two-part tennis match. I'm not supposed to have any needs and all the needs are yours. It's a one-way street that just caters to you. And I noticed that a lot of women almost aren't personalities. They're a narrative they think of themselves as by what they're fed. The narrative of society, what their mothers and everyone told them they are, that, they're special, they're goddesses, they're worth it. Commercials tell them as such. And the romantic movies tell them as such too. And so they spend their lives thinking that they're this object in a romantic movie, that they just don't need to grow, don't need to reflect, don't need to mature, and they just stay this desirable character, and that's love. And like any fairy tale, they just stay this person who doesn't grow. And the end of the story is they get rewarded by being the princess, the happy ending in the story. Whereas a man's story, men's heroic fairy tales are growth. The man at the end of a boy's fairy tale grows. He's not the same person from the start till the end. The only thing that changes in a woman's fairy tale is that she might have been Cinderella who was sweeping floors at the start, and now she's Cinderella with a lot of money and a prince. But in terms of temperament, growth, what she's learnt as a person, what she finds is important, that she might have been a person who maybe was mean or whatever, then she grew out of that and she learnt the value of being a good moral person, having empathy. You don't really get those in women's fairy tales or romantic dramas or comedies. Whereas a guy's stories, heroic stories, it's always like he actually changed. He molded himself into something he wanted to be, or he was faced with challenges or faced fears that converted him into a person he's proud of, and that he would get rewards or he would get the princess because he overcame things. So there's a redemptive quality of male stories and archetypes and mytho-poetic stories in regards to men. But women's one, almost this kind of passive, pretty object that just waits around until she gets the prince or she gets the rewards or she changes from a caterpillar to a butterfly magically. It's a very delusional way to expect life to work out for you. Whereas a man's one needs to take practical and sensible action in accordance with reality for his life to hope to change in any meaningful ways, because he knows if I keep doing it this way, I'm going to end up homeless. I have to do something. I have to change something if there's any chance for my life to get better, because he knows if I just keep doing this, it's either going to go downhill or it's going to stay the same. And if I'm not happy with my life, I need to do something. That's why we're the human doings, which isn't a bad thing. Women are literally beauty objects, it seems. I'm a Ferrari and men desire Ferraris. And as such, why the heck would a Ferrari think what the driver thinks of them? I'm the desirable thing here. I'm the queen. Why would a queen care what her subjects think of her? She's the one in power. She's the one on the podium that everyone cheers for and bows down to. And also, there's no reason for women to care because they don't need to. They're told they're perfect, and their frustration is that the world isn't treating women as good as they want to be treated, because they'll never be satisfied anyway. And men aren't treating them as well as they should be treated. There's never any reason. It's not like, well, because I'm this and this kind of person. It's that, well, because I'm a woman and everyone knows women are great, men should respect women. Why? Men should love women. Why? Why should I love you? What values do you have? Okay, you want this great male with X, Y, and Z high qualities. What have you got? And don't tell me your body, right? What have you got? What redeeming, virtuous human qualities do you have as an individual that makes you compatible and worthy to reciprocate with what this man is offering? All of a sudden, there's crickets. Well, men should just take what's on offer, shouldn't they? Well, I'm just here. That's more than enough. A man should be grateful. You look at when you ask a woman, what qualities do you offer a man? And she almost gets offended. The attitude is like raising an eyebrow and saying like, whoa, you sleazy, you expect something out of this relationship? Yeah, how dare I, the second part of this relationship, expect 50-50? Sorry, princess, it's all about you. How dare I expect anything? And this is also a problem. Men need to get used to paying attention to having some needs by which they can show if the person actually cares. You will not know if your values are compatible or if you can trust what they say about how caring they are and how nice they are if you don't pay attention to seeing that when you ask her for something, she wholeheartedly wants to because she cares. So there's no point her saying, I'm too giving when she never wants to give. It's no point her saying, I'm too nice when she's never nice. When you ask her to do the smallest thing for you or show the smallest bit of compassion, it's met with a grimace and hard work. And you almost feel guilty of asking anything. So the delusional nature of a lot of women's expectations that aren't based on anything they can offer. It's just that I expect this. Why do you think you deserve your expectations being met? Well, that's insulting because I'm a great person. Okay, how are you a great person? Boo-hoo-hoo. I'm a woman. I'm great. Well, that's the reason why a lot of men aren't asking you out. That's the reason why the marriage rate declines. No one wants to talk about that. People like to kind of cite, well, people break up, the divorce rate's big, but what about the marriage rate? That's declining just as much. No one's talking about why men aren't asking women out. There's a very good reason for that. Women aren't askable in the context of being married and having a good wife or having a dependable mother that you want to be the mother of your children or to stick around, that you can trust not to divorce you a year or two down the track. Let me know in the comments section, especially from you guys who are more experienced or older, especially if you've been married, and then you've gone back into the dating pool, you've reflected, you've taken a look at your values, what's important, and then you go on dates with women in middle age and you start to see a big difference. You've really bitten the bullet on trying to be more realistic in life, be a better person, in accordance with the more important low-level Maslow needs of dependability, a moral philosophy, kindness, reciprocity, just good moral fiber that is really important to you in terms of compatibility with someone you would just want to spend time with. And you go on dates and you feel like you're dating the same high school chick that you had friction with, that you had nothing in common with. And this was before you even started to self-reflect. You start to notice this widening gap between men and women. Because you get older, you become a specific person, but also you're self-reflecting. But the women you start meeting, you feel like they're as clueless and unself-reflecting as the bimbos you might have met in high school. They just sit there inert like a fairy tale, a pretty little princess coasting through life and expecting the prince and the reward and the happy ending right at the end without doing anything. So I'd love to know the experience from some of you older guys who have come from your naive dating lives, been through marriages or divorces and bad breakups and things like that. You've self-reflected. Your midlife crisis or awakening had a good deal of looking in the mirror, and now you've moved into another phase where the only way you're going to have a relationship is in the very narrow corridor of a decent person with good values that match yours. And you find you're meeting people who haven't changed from how they were in high school. Let me know your comments in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified of all my videos. Share my videos around on your social media. That really helps me out. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, thumbs down if you didn't. And if you enjoy my videos and want to say thank you, there are donation links below. I really appreciate all of you guys who have this month. You guys are the best. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.